Hello, and welcome back to the Verdant Mosaic. We are in part 4 of our Dark Souls 3 playthrough. Today we're going to keep going through the High Wall of Lothric, and hopefully we will find the boss. Here's hoping. I died while getting ready to record, just because my computer is still very finicky, and it seems like I have to change the settings every time I try to record. Even on the second time, I forgot about that archer. Damn it all. There we go. Okay, I think I may have learned the usefulness of the Farron dart. It is that has a low skill cost and can be cast multiple times in a row in quick succession. Even so, it's still very weak, and its usefulness is suspect. Oh no. I am being chased by two very big creatures. I think I'm just gonna go run for it. Yep, gonna run for it. Oh boy. This went south very quickly, but that is often the case. Just gotta make it to the elevator. Oh, I think one of them died. Okay. And that's one of the skills in this game, is to know when to fight and when to run away, because there is no shame in Dark Souls. There are only souls in Dark Souls. Damn it. I need to try parrying more just to avoid damage, because that piles up over time. Okay, what direction do we need to go? That just leads back to the courtyard. To worry about that backswing. Okay, let's see. We have another armored knight, and we know those guys are a handful to take care of. Maybe if I use spook, it'll be less likely for them to notice me. That looks like a church of some sort. If I was going to bet on a boss being anywhere, it would probably be in there. And then there's also this area down here. It seems just to be chock full of enemies. Okay, I've managed to pull this guy without getting the other one. Ah. Okay, that was dumb. I was trying to switch to my mail breaker to see if that would work better than the other one. But I died. Okay. Upping my game. Come on, Tyler, you can do this. Oh. I recorded... Did I record yesterday? Yes, I did, but it was very lackluster, just because I was low on energy for some reason, and I didn't really know what I wanted to talk about for the day. And then I went back to work on Monday, which is today, and nothing helps you find a bit of motivation than working for wage labor. Wage, like a weird Marxist now. It's from all the videos. Go to the School of Life, learn about things that'll upset you about your life. But you'll sound fun at parties, so, you know, trade-off. I don't know, just some things. Why I wanted to do videos, just because saying things that I don't always have space for in my normal life just because they pretend they pertain to friends, and I don't know, all of my friends know each other, and it's weird just because you can't really get an objective answer about things. So you wind up having things that you can't talk about. This is all very general. Try not to use names just because that would be wrong. I mean, it's in the grand scheme of things, this isn't important. It's just, you know, the bullshit that happens when you know people for a period of time in adulthood. And one thing that I've found in adulthood is that it requires you to lose certain things. Or it takes it. I don't know, that might sound a little morbid, so that it takes from you. Let me just trying to talk about emotional things. While I kill zombies. Okay. I suppose in a way playing the game legitimizes what I have to say, or it legitimizes people watching me while I say it. Just because I suppose, in friendship, you're sort of paying the person to listen to you with your friendship, whereas, say, if I went to go see a therapist, I would be paying them with money. So I figure, what am I paying you with? And that would be my middling gameplay of a video game that is beloved. Let me see if I can not pull this guy. Okay, I think I got past him. That's good. Where was I? Ah, come on. That, like... What? So yeah, back to what I was saying. My friend group feels divided due to domestic disputes. That's probably the wrong term for it. It's, you know, some friends do things that other friends don't like, and then they get mad at one another and just don't associate. It's not like they're fighting. Which, as a child of divorce, you know that the end is nigh when the fighting stops. Not that I came from a rough home life, it's just when things get really quiet. You know that things are ending. And, yeah, domestic, just unrest, followed by romantic imprudences. And just, you know, basic circumstances, the stuff of life, I suppose. Just everyone finishing college and being a part of the adult world and wanting adult things like committed relationships and jobs and that stuff. I don't know. I'm taking forever. This isn't a very easy topic to discuss just because it's so amorphous and ambiguous. So in a way, yeah, my friend group feels like the result of a divorce. Two distinct sides, both separated, but I find that I am in the middle of it, and wanting to choose a side, just because in my mind there aren't sides, just a bunch of people that I care about. Let me see. Yeah, in adult life, we sort of have to lose certain things, and I find that I might be one of those things to some of my friends. Not like, we don't want to see you anymore ever again, but more like, you can't come to them for support anymore. Not because they say it to you, but just because in the way that they act. And it doesn't feel good. What am I getting at? Well, I'm a playwright. I wrote a play. I've been spending the better part of 2 years writing a play. And then I was like, I finished a play. Why don't you read it? And that first time in May, everybody did, or most people did, and I enjoyed it. It was nice. You feel supported. And then another 6 months, and I'm like, I rewrote the play, like entirely. Can you take a look at it? And I asked some people, and they said, yeah, sure. And then a month went by, and another month went by, and then I was like, I don't know, it hurt is what it felt. I don't know if I was being impatient or they just had a whole lot of other life things going on, but I don't know, you write a thing and you care about the thing and you're like, you know, you need some support. Being a very, very single individual, as you know, I'm doing videos of a game and I'm telling you about it here. You need avenues of support. You think you can go to people for support on that, and then you find that you can't, is not a good feeling. I eventually just said, don't worry about it, even though I feel like I should have gotten mad. I should have said, you know, fuck you, I support you when you need it, why don't you do the same? But at the same time, I feel like if I were to do that, they would just get mad and say, you know, life is happening and we don't have time. And I talked to one and he eventually responded, but it wasn't until after, you know, he said, I have other things to do that are more of a priority. Don't rely on me. Now, he said it in not so frank a terms, to be fair, but at the same time the message is still pretty much the same thing. That hurts, and you don't really know what to do with that. You know, you don't want to not be friends with them for that purpose alone, but at the same time you still have unresolved feelings that just sort of hang there, and you don't really know what to do with them. And I can't ask the other side of my friend group because they all are biased because, you know, they don't like it either and they want to write it off. But I can't write it off. I just can't, not at this point in my life, I suppose. I know, this is probably very boring if you stopped watching or weren't watching at all. I understand, this is wholly my thing, but then again, these are also my videos, so I guess I can talk about whatever I want. On the plus side, this looks like a boss, just by the grandiosity of the place. Let's see what happens. I'm sure it's going to be terrible. Okay. I'm gonna go up to the thing. I wrote all of these things down on paper just because I can never organize my thoughts, and I'm sure you're like, oh yeah, that's very apparent. You need to organize it better because this is muddled and irritating. I don't know, I might read off some of this, I might not. It feels very cliche and very strange. And if they ever watch this, they might be upset. But you know, I need to say it someplace, and I didn't use names, so you're welcome. That guy looks very angry. Vort of the Boreal Valley. Okay, Sword's doing a pretty good job. Luckily, the size of that weapon dictates a pretty long wind-up. Okay, that doesn't look good. Okay. Wow. So I'm guessing that is his monstrous form, and it just ups his attack by a lot. That's okay. I might wanna. You probably want me to attempt the boss again, but I feel like there are a lot of things in this area that we haven't explored or figured out, and they may make it easier to keep going. I know you're like, go back for your souls, go back for your souls, but I don't know, 1,000 souls this early in the game isn't a whole lot, considering how many we need in order to level up. So yeah, I'm gonna try and look around a bit more and struggle my way through the rest of it. Let me see. I might read them. The demands of adult life require us to lose various extraneous elements, if not entirely. Then they can only persist in a much diminished capacity, whether intentional or not, whether conscious or not. I can't help feeling like one of those extraneous things is myself. I feel like I didn't have a place to say this without getting a heavily biased response to color it. So in confessing to the whole, all responses cancel each other out, as though there were none at all, or there just won't be any. So I am entreating the internet, the whole of the internet, or I suppose the whole of YouTube, because getting opinions from everyone sort of is the same as getting them from no one, because they cancel each other out, is my belief. My friends are divided through a combination of domestic upheaval, that's a better term, and romantic imprudence, circumstance, self-interest, and selfishness, playing their own small roles, myself included in this. I'm sort of jumping in between what I've written and just what I can remember in my own mind. I always thought of myself as above drama and, or whatever you call it, disagreements and fights and things, but now that I think on it, I begin to fear that it wasn't so much that I was above it as much as I just ignored it. And a part of myself can't help but wonder, if I had taken a more active role in things, would things have turned out differently? Would the landscape of our social group be different? Okay, so spook is actually pretty useful, all things considered. I'm not sure, and it's something that troubles me. How much do you intercede when it comes to friends, even if it doesn't directly involve you, Britt, and how much is right? I don't know. I am inexperienced in that regard. And yeah, it's troubling. What is that? What is that? It looks like crystal? Ah, okay. I feel like I need to level up some and do more. Considering it was only 830, yeah. But it was good to know that with Spook we can basically skip that entire room of enemies. But I would like to take a look at that church and see what we can find item-wise. So yeah, some of the sticky questions of adulthood. How much do you intercede? And I don't know, a lot of my friends are in committed relationships now. They are straight. I am not. I'm into dudes. That was me very quickly coming out to the internet. I'm not big on making big displays of things just because, I don't know, it's who I am. In committed relationships, it seems, I feel like when you're in a committed relationship, you sort of, love is to the outsider a black hole, in a way. They focus on that person, and I suppose rightly so, but at the cost of others, or at least on the outside it looks like that. I can't blame them. I can't get mad at it. I can feel mad at it. I know they aren't at fault. but you do feel divided. It's an invisible line between you and them. Just as it is an invisible line that most of my friends are straight. It's not something that is... It's not like divided because of our differences, but there are times when it feels you notice the divide, sometimes when you aren't expecting it. I never really had cause to think about these things, because when I was in college, you were always just around people that were your own age, and you always assumed that they had the same interests as you. So, you never really had to examine why you were around them. But now that, I'm in the adult world with a job, day in, day out, you start to wonder, what are the things that link people together? Is it solely common interests? And with differences, heavy differences, conflict? I don't know. I never focused on this in high school. I was always reading or trying to write or thinking I was above it, and now I find, hey, there's a reason that you socialize in high school, so that when life happens, you are prepared for it. Okay. Damn it. Oh, come on. Okay. We are just gonna bum rush this and see what we can see, because I am tired of having to deal with these. A lucerne, which is a kind of spear. They are not following me. Okay. Ooh, is this an NPC? It looks like it.
You will not find the Lords of Cinder here. They have left, gone, to their journey homes, converging at the base of this castle. Head to the bottom of the high wall, forge on through the great gate, and raise this banner to proceed.
Okay, so we got something we need.
This farewell gift is for you. It is the insignia of an old covenant. If you fear trespassers, dark spirits drawn by the embers, then etch this upon your heart, and the old Concord will beckon noble blue sentinels to hunt these foul spirits. Unkindled one, head to go through the great gate, but beware. The dog keeps a close eye on things. The vile watchdog of the Boreal Valley. Unkindled, go through but the...
Okay. That's interesting. The Way of Blue was a covenant in Dark Souls 2. I'm not sure if it was also in Dark Souls 1 and I just missed it, but that is interesting. Okay, so now we have an item. Let me see what this is. It counts as a key. Hold up outside the main castle gate to be taken. Small banner held by Lothric messengers. Hold up outside the main castle gate to be greeted by an escort. When the high wall appeared, the path to the undead settlement was blocked, and messengers came bearing this banner. They were sent out with a duty, but had no way of returning. Let me see, something I wrote. Perhaps I was impatient. Maybe I expected too much, misunderstood the intimacy of our friendship. But that may be going too far. I don't know. I wrote a considerable amount. I've written a considerable amount on multiple occasions for several months now. I don't know. The thought doesn't leave me. And I worry about the future, and I don't know, my friends' interests seem to shift, and more I feel as though they are moving away from me in a way. Not physically, of course, but emotionally and mentally, and I don't know, I feel like I'm being overdramatic. This isn't something I typically do. Is this another NPC? No, he is a guy that will try and kill us, and with red eyes, I assume he's even more... Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah, we are not doing well against these knights. But on the upside, we now have this item, which we will need whenever we eventually kill this guy, the dog of the Boreal Valley. If I have lost anything in becoming an adult, it is my faith in others. Not that I've lost it entirely, but I can no longer trust it implicitly the way I once did. Maybe that's a good thing. I just didn't expect something like that to happen so quickly after graduating. I'm trying to move past that theory, in part by talking about it here, so I thank you for listening. I hope you're listening. I do. I hope someone is watching. More and more I feel like that's one of the fundamental needs of people, is not necessarily to be watched, but to be acknowledged that one is there. And to be seen and to be accepted in some way or another. And one of those ways is by making videos on the internet and posting them. Yeah. I actually feel a little better having said these things. I feel like it's the saying of it that is important, or is important. Not to say it is the only thing. I know I should be saying these things directly, but again, how do you say these things when it isn't the direct result of an event? Or the event is long since passed and resolved? I don't know. It's, again, difficult. Everything in adult life is difficult. Or not so much difficult as it is ambiguous. Oh, to be a child again. Now, fun fact, today is the 2-year mark since I graduated from college. So yeah, time keeps moving, no matter how you feel about it. Another worry I have is that I've basically finished the play that I was writing for, the better part of 2 years. But since then, I haven't really been able to write anything new. I mean, I have ideas for a couple of things, but they haven't really... I don't hear it the way that I did the last play. And maybe that's natural, that after, 2 years of working on something, I have a lull in between my next project. But when I'm not writing anything, I have a deep feeling of sadness. Or not like depression, it's just, I need to be making something. One of the things that I've realized about myself is that I need to be making something, otherwise I don't feel like my life has meaning. That sounds like a very trite thing to say, but the work that I do in my day-to-day life doesn't always feel meaningful. I work in a government office. I won't say which one. I'm not doing anything super vital to the world. I work in records, pushing papers, moving them around. It is, I suppose, important. It serves a purpose, but most days that doesn't feel like I'm serving much purpose. For all of my pragmatism, or my wish to be pragmatic, I am an artist. And when I am not making something, I feel bereft of meaning. Okay, we killed that guy. Suck it. I mean, I'm repeating myself. I no longer consider myself entirely rational, which is unsettling because I'd always considered myself a pragmatic and rational person. Especially for an artist. I feel like artists are... It's accepted that they are emotional and at times lacking rationality. And the weird thing is, when I actually see my friends, I don't think about this. It's only in the long interims, in between those moments, that these thoughts start to come to the surface. And that is when I begin to question about whether those feelings are legitimate, or they are based in fact, or whether or not I'm manufacturing something. Because of all things, I do not wish to be dishonest in my feelings. Or at least not dishonest in acting on my feelings. Because I feel like I'm usually very careful, or I try to be at least. I don't like to have violent outbursts of emotion when it comes to these things. Okay, this guy is just wailing on us. We're gonna retreat. I suppose this is like a safe zone. Yeah, he won't go past. What I'm going to do is... Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Probably shouldn't have used one and just died, but either way. Let's see, where are we at? Okay, we can go on for a little longer. I want to see if I can at least get through that area and find something. Yeah, this is more concise. When it comes to my writing, I begin to lose sense of what is rational. How much can I expect from others? Whether intentional or not, it hurt to not feel supported by people I thought I could count on. If I've lost... Yes. I wrote more. Though I have little experience with romantic love, I would argue that friendship is much more difficult to cultivate than romantic love. Do I want to travel to the other one? Yes? Yes. You owe each other nothing. Nothing binds you together other than your feelings. There isn't always a sign, an event to mark a beginning or an end. When does a friendship end? Is it when you fight, or is it when you grow apart? Do you acknowledge it? I feel like one teaches you these things. And as time goes on, I feel that lack of knowledge more and more. I suppose the easiest solution would be just to find more friends and put my energy into that, but that isn't always easily said or done. That's more easily said than done. It's like, where do you go looking? I feel like people have their friends, and they have no need for an additional one. Perhaps that's just me being a downer. Like, making friends as an adult, it seems like a difficult task, just because A, you have to focus on work a lot of the time, and then when you're not working, you're trying to do your own projects and do the thing that you actually want to do. Like, for me, it's trying to write, whether plays or about video games, on Player Versus. You should check those guys out. And then, you know, where do you have time outside of your work? You end up becoming friends with the people you work with. Well, the people I currently work with are markedly older than me. There are a lot of engineers and lawyers and things, and not to say that you can't be friends with people that aren't in your field. That's reductive and juvenile. But it is, I would not say it is irrational or unreasonable to want to be around people who share interests. And I find that that is often a difficult thing to do. Okay, let's hope that that knight didn't see us. Ah! Oh! Oh, these guys just sneak up on you. Where did he come from? Ugh. Yeah, don't turn. Oh. In a way, this is my main motivation for doing the videos, was just being able to say this in a place where it wouldn't feel like it was directed solely at an individual or meant to hurt them, because it isn't. It isn't that. It's me trying to express an emotion. Because I feel like whenever someone expresses anger at something, it's taken to mean, oh, I'm angry at you. I believe something is wrong with you, or you're in the wrong because I'm feeling angry. I can totally feel angry at something that isn't wrong. Okay. Yep, I'm just gonna keep running. Did he follow us, or did we get out of his range? I think we got out of his range. Yep, okay. That is good to know. I feel like this actually has more utility than I'm giving it credit for. So yeah, you can feel things, and it can mean that they are also not wrong. Let me just... Okay, because sometimes these can be mimics. That is a kite shield. Let me just take care of this guy before I do anything. Orthodox metal shield engraved with a crest depicting a silver eagle. Medium shield to the most average of shields, providing practical balance of damage, absorption, stability, and weight. I don't have the strength to wield this properly, but it has 100% physical absorption, which is very useful. So I will definitely want to raise my strength so I can use that. And let's take a look at this. So instead of covenants being brought on by talking to an NPC and accepting it, it looks like they're now turned into items. Pledge oneself to the way of blue. Pale blue sheepskin parchment featuring an illustration of the moon symbol of an ancient accord. Members of the way of blue are the beneficiaries of an ancient accord. When a dark spirit threatens them, a blue spirit will grant them assistance and help to root out the invader. Summoning takes place automatically while this is equipped. I don't know whether this will help us or not, but I don't know. I'm willing to take whatever help I can get, because I clearly need it. Yeah, you come up here to me. Damn it. Okay, well, we use that. We should make use of it. It was stupid. Okay, we're gonna try again, and we're gonna do better this time. We're gonna get through this area and find what we want to find. And I should do it quickly, because we've been going for a while. But I've also been talking a lot, so, you know, at least I hope you're not bored. Or, I mean, me talking about my own life events that you know nothing about, I feel like is much like talking about dreams or poetry. Unless you are there, you do not give a fuck. Which again is fair, you know, you getting entertainment from it is not the sole purpose of my doing it. So, like I said, sometimes we just need to confess things to someone and have them witness it. Again, sometimes we just want someone to know that something has happened. What? Okay, shields in this game are a real pain in the ass. Or if I had a partner for this, or, you know, just other Let's Plays. Maybe part of my issue is that I've spent a good deal of time working on my own. You know, writing is largely a solitary act, which can be very lonely, which is why I feel like I really wanted I had some kind of support from others. Not to say I had zero support from anyone ever. I feel like I've overstressed that point, but I don't know, this is the first time I've ever markedly felt that. Where there are people that I've worked with where I also couldn't go to them for, you know, critique or feedback. Okay, getting better at that. I feel like a lot of the difficulty is just remembering how an enemy moves and being able to counteract it effectively. Okay, this is a secret. Green blossoms. Astoria Straightsword. Let's see, it requires a faith of 12. A well-crafted sword named after the ruined land. Astora, before its fall, was a land replete with royal blood, and this weapon is both a reminder and heirloom of that era. Okay. Oh, wait, let me... Yeah. if I throw... Ah, damn it. Who threw the thing? It was that guy up there. Okay. One more time, and then I'm gonna call it a night. We're gonna get through this though. Okay. Another Titanite shard. Okay. What is in this room? A broadsword. We'll look at that another time, just because I want to get through here. Is this like a secret? It looks like there's a door back there behind that thing. Let me try something. No? Okay. Maybe there's like a switch. Let me... So yeah, it seems like getting through this room more easily is predicated on being able to take out the guys from the roof. Let's go back. Our souls are sitting back up there where we started, and then we can fall down. Because that tactic wasn't flawed, it was just we didn't get rid of the guard. Uh-oh. Whoa! Ah! Luckily, the weapons that they use are so heavy that it... Ah! Oh! Okay, one more to go. Gotcha! Oh, and we got a great axe out of it. Oh, let's see what we earned for our trouble. An Estus shard, yay! This will improve. I think it will give us one more Estus shard that we can allocate either to magic or health, which... Oh, there's another dog. Okay. Did not die. A cell key. This is for the jail cell down below. Why don't we go do that real quick, and then we will be done for tonight. Is there anything over here? Wonder. This leads down into the courtyard over there that we already went through. Just try and see if I can't get all the items in here. More titanite, that's always good. We can probably level up again, provided that I don't die. Hopefully I'm not missing anything just because I don't want to have to come back in here. Okay. Let us head back. Yeah, I knew there was a reason that we had to go all the way out here. Now, if I can remember... And luckily, the path to... Yeah, no, not gonna mess with them. I was like, I could get some free souls, but no, there's more than... There's more than just the one there, and I don't want to deal with that mess. It is back in here, down that ladder. Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. Ah! Okay. Now that we've done that. Yeah, this way. I've never gone backwards, so it's a little weird. It's hard to do this backwards. You should try it in heels. Just a little bit of rent, my obligatory theater gay-ism for the day. That's not true. You can be whatever you want. You don't need to follow stereotypes in order to fit into a group. You can be whatever you want to be. So long as you have the money in a capitalist society. Though one could argue that this is a neoliberal society, in which case money is not the issue, but power. Money is merely being the byproduct to power. You try to blow me up, well, I'll stab you in the face! What was that guy doing? He was contemplating the existential nothingness of life. Beat you to it. Okay. Get to open the cell. Yay, we did it! Let's get to talk to this dude.
Ah. You're no jailer, are you? No, you're from far away. And judging by the bell, you must be some of that unkindled ash. Remarkable. If that's true, then I have a favor to ask. Below the high wall is a musty little town. Not the home of any lord, just a very old settlement of undead. An old woman, Loretta, lives there. Please, give her this ring. I'm not asking for charity. In fact, if you do this for me, I'll be sure to repay you in kind. I may be a petty thief, but I've more wits than most royalty. What do you say then? Huh?
I'm afraid this guy is like the betrayer character, that there's usually at least one, like in Dark Souls there was the guy in gold. But you know, whatever, I'll do it.
I humbly place my faith in you. I am Grey Rat of the Undead Settlement, and I promise to assist you. Give this ring to old Loretta at the base of the high wall. Do your part, and I'll do mine.
Okay, we got the blue tier stone ring, which reduces damage when HP is low. Okay, I feel like that is a pretty good place to stop. I will head back to the bonfire shrine, and I'll spend my souls and junk. You probably don't want to sit through that. I'll make sure to tell you what's up with what I did, just so you know it went down. If you watched the entire thing, thank you for listening. I know it wasn't It was a bit of an imposition on my part, but I feel like I really needed to get some of this off of my chest, and I do feel better. So thank you for being a part of that. It was a lot of, it meant a lot. And if you have anything you want to say, whether you know me or not, please feel free to comment or, do whatever you need to do. I'm also on Twitter at Verdant Mosaic. So take a look at that, please. I have lots of time on my hands, and I'd be happy to listen if you have anything you want to talk about. I would like to be a part of a community, and I would like to be able to help in any way that I can. So yeah, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.